Hey, banger. Dr. Genius. Yep.
What's going on YouTube? This is Just My Opinion, and welcome to my YouTube channel. On this channel I will be primarily focusing on album reviews and sports debates. If there are any albums or music that you would like me to review or any sports topics that you would like me to cover, feel free to definitely let me know. I will also have guests on occasionally as well to give their opinions about the albums and sports topics that I discuss. A little bit about me before I begin the topic in which I will be covering today. My real name is Justin. I'm from Monmouth County in New Jersey. I went to Rowan University. Rowan U, stand up! And I basically got inspired to start doing album reviews and make this channel because I've been following three different music critics over the past few years. Big Quint Indeed, The Needle Drop, and Dead End Hip Hop. And they all inspired me to basically start my own channel because I figured if they can do it, why can't I? So I will generally try to stray away from too many overly personal topics, but today I decided that I was going to talk about a subject that is a little bit personal for me. In a day and age where we are all concerned about being fit fam and doing CrossFit and becoming vegan, doing cleanses and taking all these different supplements for our physical health, we oftentimes neglect another very, very important part of our health, and that is our mental health. In case you have not known or have not heard, Kid Cudi has recently checked himself in for having depression and suicidal thoughts. He stated this in a recent post on Facebook, which reads, "It's been difficult for me to find the words to what I'm about to share with you because I feel ashamed. Ashamed to be a leader and hero to so many while admitting I have been living a lie. It took me a while to get to this place of commitment, but it is something I have to do for myself, my family, my best friend / daughter, and all of you, my fans. Yesterday, I checked myself into rehab for depression and suicidal urges. I am not at peace. I haven't been since you have known me. If I didn't come here, I would have done something to myself. I simply am a damaged human being swimming in a pool of emotions every day of my life. There's a raging, violent storm inside of my heart at all times. I don't know what peace feels like. I don't know how to relax. My anxiety and depression have ruled my life for as long as I can remember, and I never leave the house because of it. I can't make new friends because of it. I don't trust anyone because of it, and I'm tired of being held back in my life. I deserve to have peace. I deserve to be happy and smiling. Why not me? I guess I give so much of myself to others, I forgot that I need to show myself some love too. I think I never really knew how. I'm scared, I'm sad, I feel like I let a lot of people down, and again, I'm sorry. It's time I fix me. I'm nervous, but I'm gonna get through this. I won't be around to promote much, but the good folks at Republic and my manager Dennis will inform you about upcoming releases, the music videos, album release date, etc. The album is still on the way, promise. I wanted to square away all the business before I get here so I could focus on my recovery. If all goes well, I'll be out in time for Complex Con, and I'll be looking forward to seeing you all there for high fives and hugs. Love and light to everyone who has love for me, and I am sorry if I let anyone down. I really am sorry. I'll be back stronger, better, reborn. I feel like shit. I feel so ashamed. I'm sorry. I love you. Scott Muscuddy." Now, even though Kid Cudi's music recently I have not been very fond of, I do, however, really enjoy his early music from his career, especially the first two Man on the Moon albums, because of not only the way that he was able to fuse many different genres of music together, such as hip-hop, electronic music, indie music, alternative music, pop. He was able to sing and rap, be able to fuse that, was one of the first to actually do that. he was able to add a softer side to and a more emotional side to rap music. He not only did all those things, but there was no other artist out there that I felt was as relatable as Kid Cudi to me. He has always spoken about his anxiety, his depression, his low self esteem, his suicidal urges, and also just feeling overall like he is alone, a loner. So now to discuss with you guys a little bit of my anxiety that I suffer from. I've been suffering from as long as I can remember low self-esteem, low self-confidence, feeling like no one really takes me seriously, feeling like I'm oftentimes overlooked and no one really sees my true potential. I oftentimes feel like I am undesirable and unattractive to women. My anxiety about 5 years ago led me to acquire acid reflux, which has also hindered my weight. I go through phases of weight gains and losses. At one point, I was really, really skinny. I was about 155 at 6'3". Just recently, my senior year of college, I developed insomnia, and it was so bad to the point where I had to take Ambien. I was prescribed Ambien, and the Ambien, in all honesty, only helped slightly. There were some nights it helped, some nights it didn't. But my anxiety did not reach its overall peak until this year, where I suffered my first panic attack back in March. Out of nowhere, all of a sudden, I just felt really weak and fatigued everywhere. I was trembling everywhere, and if I felt dizzy, felt almost like vertigo type symptoms, like the ground beneath me was moving and everything around me was kind of closing in on me and collapsing. It was very frightening. It was very scary. And after the first initial panic attack, I would still get these reoccurring moments of feeling just really weak and feeling like I'm going to pass out. And I had no idea what was wrong with me. I went to the doctor to get blood work done. And when the blood work came back and the doctor said that there was nothing wrong with me physically with my blood work, I had another panic attack, almost just as bad, if not worse, as the initial one. And ever since then, I just have not felt like myself. I feel weak all the time. I feel sore all the time. I feel dizzy all the time. My throat oftentimes will feel like it's going to close up, and my chest feels like it's going to tighten. I also have been suffering from depersonalization as well as derealization. And these feelings of depersonalization, derealization are known to be feeling like you are detached from reality and from your own body, kind of almost like outer body experiences. You feel like you're almost living in a dream. It's almost like you're living with a piece of glass over you. Your brain is very fogged over. It feels almost like you're living in a two-dimensional world. And these symptoms are often a direct correlation to anxiety, stress, depression, panic disorder. People have most notably reported feelings of depersonalization and derealization after smoking weed. They're really honestly the most frightening feelings ever. I would never wish this upon even my worst enemy. It got so bad to the point where in August I wasn't able to sleep, I wasn't able to eat. I was too afraid to leave my own house, and I was too afraid to even get out of bed half the time. I just had no idea what to do. And kind of similar to Cudi's letter, where he discussed that he felt like he was letting a lot of people down, I felt like I as well was letting a lot of people down because I wasn't able to do the same things and that others were able to do. I felt very jealous of everybody who is out there living a normal life. Meanwhile, I have to struggle with anxiety. And much like Cudi, I felt bad that I couldn't be there for some of the people that I care about. I'm a people pleaser and I enjoy helping others. Now, I will say overall things have gotten better for me in the past couple months, but it is something that I still struggle with every day. I am currently on medication now prescribed from a doctor for anxiety. That is, of course, its own controversial topic, as a lot of people either abuse specific types of anxiety medicines and become dependent on them, most notably benzodiazepines such as Xanax and Valium. I was very, very scared, though, at first to even talk about this to anyone because I did not want to come across as weak. Now, when I first heard Cudi's announcement, I was shocked, a little bit shocked, and I was very sad and worried for him. Obviously, you never want to see anybody struggle like that and feel that way. But at the same time, I was happy to know that I wasn't alone with my struggle. To many, Kid Cudi is considered almost like a hero for a lot of different people. His music has helped a lot of different people. I've seen in many different cases where people have stated that his music has saved their lives. And it was great to see that such a prominent figure in the entertainment industry was able to come out and make this statement and get help. Because to a lot of people who consider him a hero, it's almost like if he did commit suicide, it was almost like, well, my hero wasn't able to go through these things, so how can I? Because one of the stigmas that's out there as far as mental health goes and mental illness is that it's definitely not the same as physical illness. You know, you see someone who has a broken leg, or you see someone who has the flu or anything like that. Obviously, you could physically see there's something wrong with them. You put them in a cast, or you give them antibiotics, and you tell them to rest, and it eventually just dissipates and goes away, and you're fine. But with mental health, it's not the same way. Oftentimes, with people who suffer from depression, things like that, you can't even tell that there is anything really wrong with them because they're either so good at masking their emotions, or they just don't talk about them. Prominent figures such as Robin Williams and Jim Carrey had suffered from depression. Obviously, Robin Williams is no longer with us, and Jim Carrey has gone on record stating that he had taken antidepressants and things of that sort. And those are two people who you would just look at and just assume that they are happy people because of what they do. They're comedians. It's sad to say, but sometimes the saddest people, they have the happiest smiles. But it was great to see, though, that overall, from fans, from other people in the entertainment industry, and other people who promote mental health, that they all, for the most part, have really supported Kid Cudi, and it started the You Good Man movement on Twitter. Now, recently, Drake had come out with his Two Birds, One Stone song, which disses Pusha T, as well as it also disses Kid Cudi. This is after Kid Cudi went on Twitter right before checking into rehab, stating and calling out artists such as Kanye West and Drake for not writing their own music. And these are allegations that are not new. Obviously, we saw it last year with Drake's beef with Meek Mill. And it's been on record that artists such as The Weeknd have stated that they have given Drake half of their own projects for his project, and a lot of people also questioned Drake after his song Hotline Bling came out, that he stole the idea and concept from D.R.A.M. So in Drake's diss to Kid Cudi, he states, "You were the man on your moon, now you just go through your phases. Life of the crazy and famous, rap like I know I'm the greatest. Then give you the tropical flavors, still never been on hiatus. You stay zanned and perked up, so when reality set in, you don't gotta face it." Now, there are a lot of people out there who have defended Drake, and I guess, understand why they would. A lot of people are saying, oh, this is hip-hop beef, and Kid Cudi came at Drake first, so now Drake is responding, and also stating that Drake may have wrote this before Kid Cudi checked himself into rehab. But I don't think that's the case, because these are blatant jabs at Cudi for his mental health issues. And in all honesty, I'm extremely disappointed in Drake, considering the fact that I am a big fan of Drake. I oftentimes put Drake in kind of the same category as a Kid Cudi because they both came into the game around the same time. They both made it acceptable in rap and hip hop music to be softer and emotional. And a lot of people can argue that there may not be a Kid Cudi without Drake, and there may not be a Drake without Kid Cudi. So to me, I felt like it was definitely a number one, it was a low blow, and it was a bully move of Drake's. You know, the man is already contemplating suicide, so to, I guess, beat up on somebody who is already struggling, uh, to me is just wrong. I also think in a way that this definitely proves that Drake does have people ghostwrite his music, because if that wasn't the case, why would he feel the need to always jump on a track and make a diss track to prove his credibility? And the one statement that he made too about being zanned and perked up, I thought was a very hypocritical statement, because you just did an entire album with Future, who is a walking billboard for Xanax and codeine. Also, I didn't like that statement either because I felt like it was attacking drug addicts. I personally know of a few people who deal with painkiller addictions as well as heroin addictions, and they're not bad people. Oftentimes, you don't know an addict's story, and much like Cudi, who has openly talked about his drug addictions with cocaine, most oftentimes people use drugs to help cope with their depression and anxiety. I could honestly say the one person I'm actually really happy with in this scenario is Kanye West, because much like Drake, Kanye West was also called out by Kid Cudi on Twitter, and at first Kanye stated that he was disappointed at these statements and that he made Kid Cudi who he is today, and he felt betrayed by him. But after Cudi's announcement to go into rehab, Kanye West has done nothing but supported him. He has gone on record as stating that that's his brother, that he has been one of the most influential artists in music over the past 10 years, and he has recently paid respects for him on stage during his tours. So in conclusion, I applaud Kid Cudi for his bravery. I hope you get better soon. To everybody out there who struggles with anxiety and depression, just know that you are not alone. And just know too as well that you are not weak for sharing your feelings and sharing your stories. Everybody has their own story, and I feel like it is really important that everyone shares their story and shares their struggles. And to Drake, you went way too far. I know plenty of people who suffer from anxiety, depression. I know several people who struggle with addiction, and I unfortunately know of people who have dealt with the losses of people due to suicide, and it's definitely not something to poke fun at. It's not cool at all. So this is just my opinion, and thank you for watching.